Are you going to be cooking during the show?
No. I mean, well, but okay, never mind.
Just let it go.
Did you think that they weren't planning food for John while they're making the show?
Hey guys, I can tell you that every time I've ever talked to him on any internet format, that has been happening.
See, it's not just me.
No, hold on a minute.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
It'll be 11:30 at night his time, and we'll be playing Xbox, and you'll hear him start stuffing his face.
Dude, I knew it. I knew I wasn't crazy.
No, you guys are all crazy.
Yeah.
At 11,
let me tell
no, listen, hold
You're
on.
incriminating
Let me at
yourself.
least say my shit here. We always record at fucking dinner time because you guys are in fucking Florida. So it's my dinner
awesome.
time. So that's why. But at 11:30, it's candy time. That's what you hear
You're
me
like
eating.
a hobbit. Like, well, what about second dinner?
Dude, he's trying to make this
That's
stuff
supper.
up. It was 4 o'clock our time last time we got on here. It was like 1 o'clock, and he's having like post lunch.
A well-fed man is a happy
why.
man.
There in so many episodes of The Devil You Know, I swear I hear someone clipping their fingernails in the background.
That's Dorian.
Like,
On the choice of a human sacrifice. The supposed purpose in performing the ritual of sacrifice is to throw the energy provided by the blood of the freshly slaughtered victim into the atmosphere of the magical working, thereby intensifying the magician's chances of success. The White Magician assumes that since blood represents the life force, there is no better way to appease the gods or demons than to present them with suitable quantities of it. Combine this rationale with the fact that a dying creature is expending an overabundance of adrenal and other biochemical energies, and you have what appears to be an unbeatable combination. The White Magician, wary of the consequences involved in the killing of a human being, naturally utilizes birds or other lower creatures in his ceremonies. It seems these sanctimonious wretches feel no guilt in the taking of a non-human life, as opposed to humans. The fact of the matter is that if the magician is worthy of his name, he will be uninhibited enough to release the necessary force from his own body, instead of from an unwilling and undeserving victim. Contrary to all established magical theory, the release of this force is not effected in the actual spilling of blood, but in the death throes of the living creature. This discharge of bioelectrical energy is the very same phenomenon which occurs during any profound heightening of the emotions, such as sexual orgasm, blind anger, mortal terror, consuming grief, etc. Of these emotions, the easiest entered into of one's own volition are sexual orgasm and anger, with grief running a close third. Remembering that the two most readily available of these three, sexual orgasm and anger, have been burned into man's unconscious as sinful by religionists, it is small wonder they are shunned by the White Magician, who plods along carrying the greatest of all milestones of guilt. The inhibitive and asinine absurdity in the need to kill an innocent living creature at the high point of ritual as practiced by erstwhile wizards is obviously the lesser of the evils when a discharge of energy is called for. These poor conscience-stricken fools who have been calling themselves witches and warlocks would sooner chop the head off of a goat or a chicken in an attempt to harness its death agony than have the blasphemous bravery to masturbate in full view of the Jehovah whom they claim to deny. The only way these mystical cowards can ritualistically release themselves is through the agony of another's death, actually their own by proxy, rather than the indulgent force which produces life. The treaders of the path of white light are truly the cold and the dead. No wonder these tittering pustules of mystic wisdom must stand within protective circles and bind the evil forces in order to keep themselves safe from attack. One good orgasm would probably kill them. The use of a human sacrifice in a satanic ritual does not imply that the sacrifice is slaughtered to appease the gods. Symbolically, the victim is destroyed through the working of a hex or curse, which in turn leads to the physical, mental, or emotional destruction of the sacrifice in ways and means not attributable to the magician. The only time a Satanist would perform a human sacrifice would be if it were to serve a twofold purpose. That being to release the magician's wrath in the throwing of a curse, and, more important, to dispose of a totally obnoxious and deserving individual.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Devil You Know and another episode of Circle of Jerks. What's up, Johnny?
Yes, how's it going, man?
Awesome.
That's great. I say that we just get right into it. We settle into a witty banter that's not only insightful, but comically aloof. Who do we have, Adam?
Well, tonight we have Satanist Jared McGhee.
Hello.
Citizen Nicole Tuberty.
Hello.
Priestess Christine McGuire.
Greetings.
And currently awaiting a red card, David Bates.
Morning.
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 You're in Chicago.
Take
It's always
two.
morning in my world, sweetheart.
And
Now we do have Marlene here too, right?
we do.
Or is she making your food?
No, she asshole. She's the co-host of the Witching Hour on the Third Side Network.
Hi, y'all.
Nice, I didn't know you were there. I'm sorry.
Guys, I have to say that the Third Side Network is pretty awesome. I am a fan. I just want to throw that out there.
Nice.
Absolutely.
True story.
True story. All right. Oh yeah. Also a true story. Adam West, we all know him as Batman, has passed.
Oh.
Thwap kapow.
Yeah.
So what?
And the
anybody?
mood just
What? Yeah, I figured we start with that. You know,
Let's get the sadness out of the way first.
Yeah.
Here. So
Yeah.
you know what? I was a huge fan. I mean, when I was a kid, I ran around the house with a towel around my neck, you know, as my cape and pretended to be Batman. I used to watch that series every day, you know, and obviously when you get a little older, you're like, wow, this is like not a very scary or dark Batman. But I mean, as a little kid, you know, he was shit, man. He was, and you know, he had shark repellent already on his waist.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can't get much better than that.
I used to watch that show too growing up, and I remember I loved the red phone. I loved them sliding down the thing down to the Batcave. But my favorite character was the Joker, man.
Oh, hands down the Joker.
I love him. He was a nutbag.
This was a very influential show for a whole generation growing up, and granted it only lasts 3 seasons, but it had such a long-reaching effect. My interest was in the behind-the-scenes stuff. Apparently Adam was big dick in town.
Yep.
What do you mean by that when you say that?
Well,
I think exactly what she said.
pretty much. He had the equipment, and he had the time, and he had the harem.
That's
Wow.
where the utility belt came from, to cover it up so kids could watch.
So like Robert Luthold, he's packing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Damn.
That's what they say. That and he was a stud, man. I mean, he just, it made him, a mega star. For quite a while, and even carried on to I mean, even though a lot of people nowadays know him from Family Guy, but I don't think it would be the same without you can't just step into that without already recognizing your voice as Batman.
Pretty much.
He self-proclaimed to have constant orgies, and at one point in time, he had 8 women in one night. Go.
Oh,
Wow.
my.
So he's heard a lot of this. I'm sure.
Indeed.
While he was in bed with women, other groupies would be knocking on the house windows to try and join in.
Nice.
But did he kill someone with it?
There's a curious stirring in my bat belt when you say that.
I wonder if did he ever enter into these orgies by just climbing up the side of a building and people popping out the windows to talk to him on the way?
With his hands on his hips and butt-ass naked?
That's creepy, but I'm hoping so.
So he's out there ruining women for us. That's great.
Pretty much. Well, a different generation, unless you're into the cougar age. Yeah, that age.
I'm into anything.
So I'm really
that's
curious
breathing.
during this 8-person orgy, with or without the cowl.
Oh, it was always with.
Yes.
He was required to wear the full outfit, and there were limitations with the little bodysuit that he wore. So most times he did the zip quickie. I'm back on the set.
Did it still make the thwap and pow sounds?
That's where that came from.
Yeah.
Sound that you hear outside of his trailer going.
You'll
"Hey,
never
we
see
gotta
that the
use
same
that."
way again. You'll never watch that show the same way again.
Thwap.
You're welcome.
Kapow.
You're welcome.
Well, even like if you watch the Batman the movie that they put out, if you watch like the commentary and stuff, him and Burt Ward are just constantly making sex jokes and shit through the entire thing.
Yeah, they were both kind of known for that too. Like even Burt Ward was he's got some pretty funny stories of kind of sexual stories from back in that day. I mean, that's the 60s too. I mean, the swinging 60s. Came out a very special year, actually. I believe it was 1966.
Yeah, and you know what? Back then, women kept their vaginas very hairy back then. Did his dick have a machete on it?
The first weed whacker, babe.
He had a spray can of pube repellent.
Yeah.
Pube repellent on his belt.
Actually, he was so well hung, the pubic hair actually parted for him, like the Red Sea.
Moses,
The
like
back flippers.
when Moses held up his staff in that story.
But you'll be here all week, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh shit, that's great. Well, Adam, we're gonna miss you. So it's so sad to see you go.
Yes.
That was a very iconic show. Vincent Price was on that show too, if you guys remember.
Yeah, he was Egghead.
Egghead, yeah. And then George Barris made all the cool cars
And you remember the windows when they were climbing up the side of the building? Celebrities would fight
Yeah,
to
Sammy
death
Davis
to
was
get
on there. Sammy Davis Jr. was one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Actually.
Love it.
Awesome.
What's next?
Well, let's see here. Let's talk about. I know we're going to get into this later in another episode, but let's talk a little bit about how awesome the Church of Satan Twitter feed has been recently.
Yeah, who knows more about that? Because I don't go on Twitter.
Yeah, who's on Twitter? I mean, Twitter.
I'm on Twitter and I follow the Church of Satan, and so I see everything that they post, and I have been finding it very amusing. It's like watching people realize that the Church of Satan does exist, and like we're not just a bunch of crazy people, and
Right.
it's so amusing.
I think that really recently kind of really got in the news with the when Donald Trump was the picture of him putting his hands in the globe, the glowing globe.
Well, that's what
And
sparked all
people
of
think
this.
that it was some kind of satanic ritual, and of course then COS Newsfeed said we had nothing to do with this.
The
Well,
one that
no,
was
I'm
even
not a
funnier was
tween.
that
I'm
that
definitely
one
not.
that one emoji that all it was just the emoji, and it got thousands of retweets. Like that's all they had to do, and it just blew up.
What was the
Which one
emoji?
What was that?
What was the
There
emoji?
was something. It was the emoji of the smiley face scratching his chin like he was pondering something, because somebody had made some sort of post about the Church of Satan and some sort of satanic. Now you're gonna make me find it. Some sort of a ritual, and all they did was respond with an emoji.
Wasn't it the Pope and Trump was around a globe or something like that?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the Pope. It was. They were in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
It was his weapons deal he was making in Saudi, and they had this glowing globe they had their hands on, and somebody commented that it was some kind of satanic ritual, and the COS Twitter feed said, "No, it's not. We don't want anything to do with it."
What was that globe thing? Is that the thing that's inside of that big square they all walk around in Mecca?
I have no idea what it was.
Shit. I don't know. What's going on in there?
No, I did see that they also did recently. Somebody was, I don't know, was it a senator or somebody who was talking about Ariana Grande promoting Satanism and crap. Somebody look this stuff up. Where's our
Adam?
Where's our errand boy?
Although I think the best thing I ever saw of the Trump and all them around the globe wasn't even a COS related thing. It was a picture of it, but underneath it said like completely out of the Super Friends. Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom,
Right. Yeah,
somebody just put that at the bottom, and I fucking died.
Yeah. See, now that was a good segue out of the Batman.
Yeah. Right.
So
I can't speak to the event, but I'll tell you, as a public relations executive, you cannot buy that kind of coverage, that kind of media attention. It's absolutely amazing.
Sure. Yeah. Did anyone find that feed yet?
Yeah, Marlene's looking at it right now.
I'm looking.
What do you got?
Yeah, I'm on the Church of Satan official news feed here, and it said, like, they show a picture of all three of them there with the orb, and it's funny because the amount of reactions to it is 666. It's so funny.
Touch it.
I know.
Nobody
Nobody touch
There's no
it.
way they're gonna do that.
It's so funny, but yeah, underneath it says, for clarification, this is not a satanic ritual, and I think was that the actual statement, that just that part that sparked the whole
Yeah,
thing.
that's the one.
Yeah. It just seemed to kind of spark a renewed interest. Like I think the fact that they spoke up on that caused maybe the media to start looking at Church of Satan's Twitter feed more often.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, I feel like before it was all very just like every once in a while somebody would pop in with an update and like, here's a link to our FAQ, or like some like new podcast came out or something. But yeah, now it's a lot more of interacting with people, which I think is hilarious.
It was on May 31st. It was when someone was saying that there was 666 in those fidget spinners, and the Church of Satan responded with just an emoji. It's just a single emoji of him scratching his chin like he's finally considering something, and it got like almost 900 retweets. Not a single word. It's just an emoji.
Now, what was the one that just happened recently about Ariana Grande?
I don't know. I probably passed that.
Well, while they're looking for it, I was watching. I don't know if you guys watch this show, Orange Is the New Black, and I was in one of the episodes. They're behind this this like barrier that and the police are holding them back, and one woman turns to the guy and she sees a tattoo on his arm of an inverted cross, and she's like, "Oh, are you religious?" And he's like, "Yeah, Church of Satan," and she walked away. And I was just like, "Oh, that's interesting."
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That was interesting.
I don't remember that episode, but I watched that show.
Are you caught up?
I think, isn't it in the
I think
newest
I'm one
season?
Say again?
I think
Isn't
I'm one
it
episode
in the
back.
newest season?
Yeah, the newest
one that
season
just came out.
Yeah, the newest season. It might be like episode 8 or 9, or it's probably 8 or something like that, whatever. But yeah, they were. There's like a riot going on in the prison, and the people are outside with the news and stuff, and that's when it happened. I was like, wow, interesting.
Cool.
Well, that's funny that the emoji thing is what set that off. Speaking of emojis.
The power of emoji.
Wait, now did anyone find that? Because the
hold on, you messed up my segue.
Wait, no, don't segue it, because this you guys are missing out on one of the funniest things that was a reply to. God damn it, who's on Twitter?
I mean, I'm looking at it right now.
Let me see.
Is anybody?
They just I saw it on Facebook just the other day. It was somebody who said something about Ariana Grande promoting Satanism, and the Church of Satan replied back that senator's wife has probably never had an orgasm.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
This was just okay. Wait.
That's nice. Ariana Grande, is that a real person or is that a new dish at Taco Bell?
Yeah.
I'll eat it.
Somebody find that. Shit.
Is it on the COS like Twitter, like on the wall?
I don't know. They reposted it. It was somebody else had originally. It was somebody else's original tweet, and they just responded to it.
I don't see anything on the news feed, but unless it's older than a month.
No, I just saw this.
No, it was just a couple of days ago.
Oh, okay.
I don't see it either.
Of course.
Wow. I'm currently texting with. He's giving me some stuff about the Twitter feed stuff, but we're going to save this. This is too good. We're going to save this for the episode coming up with Reverend Raul Anthony that we really address this whole Twitter feed thing.
No, it's definitely worthy of a full episode.
Yeah, it's interesting.
All right.
Very interesting. So speaking of emojis, shit. Speaking of emojis, this all you see all over Facebook and everywhere else is rainbow emojis. Just please, someone explain to me what the fuck is going on.
I think that was only one day, wasn't it?
No, it's the whole month because June is like LGBT Pride
I just looked at
Month.
it a little while ago and it wasn't available.
You have to look. You have to like the LGBTQ at Facebook page, and then
gotcha.
if you do that, it will show up.
That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
I do have to share that my introduction to the rainbow emoji. Well, I posted something, or Cheryl posted something, and Jared McGhee liked it with a rainbow. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Jared,
I've been posting
to
them.
a happy face, just to make that clear. The
I-
right
I-
Happy to be
switch
gay, definitely.
Everything.
So
But
when
no matter
actually-
what anybody posts, I will react with a rainbow emoji. I don't even care. I love it.
I think
Actually,
I just have
real
rainbow.
quick.
Man, so what if I was, Adam?
What if you
Real quick, I actually did find it. David Whitney asks, which is worse, the terrorist attack or Ariana Grande's promotion of Satanism and sodomy?
And the reply.
There's Satanist.
I think her promotion of Satanism is a terrorist attack.
But now, what was their reply?
It doesn't show.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
you'll find it,
Right?
you'll find it. But while you're looking for it,
All it says Church of Satan reposted it. That's it. It doesn't show the actual response.
You get a rainbow emoji. You get a rainbow emoji. Everybody gets a rainbow emoji.
that's a professional. Did you see how she pulled away from the mic when she raised her voice? That's
Wait,
awesome.
I found that tweet. Okay, so it said, David Whitney asks, which is worse, the terrorist attack or Ariana Grande's promotion of Satanism and sodomy? And their response was, Satanists ask, has David Whitney's wife ever had an orgasm?
There you go. There you go. Jeez.
Speaking of orgasm, when did the rainbow become synonymous with homosexuality? Because
That's a good question.
Isn't that God's promise that He won't flood the earth again?
That is exactly what it is.
I swear to God, I thought it was for the Starbucks Frappuccino thing.
I actually heard a comedian make a great point that like if the homosexual community really wanted to finally shut up, a lot of the radical Christians, that what they should do is instead of using the rainbow, what they should start using is camouflage and long beards.
That'd be good.
Get rid of Duck Dynasty that way, and all of their friends, and yeah.
And then once we wipe out all those guys, we can just pick another group to go wipe out.
Just
take over the world.
Yeah.
You'd find
but
Christians,
then all
wearing
the,
skinny
Duck
jeans trying to
Dynasty-
get back to.
all
You'd
the
find
Duck Dynasty-
Christians.
One at a time. Dorian, go ahead.
I was just saying all the Duck Dynasty guys would end up wearing rompers after that. So.
Or Crocs. Jared?
That's pretty much what I was going to say.
Fuck out of here.
That's why I go first.
Damn it.
Oh, shit.
I'm looking forward to that day.
Seriously, no one's really answered me. What's up with the rainbow emojis?
We
They're
haven't done the
fun.
research.
I told you it's for the unicorn fraps. I'm telling you.
The unicorn fap.
That's
All
why
right.
they're extinct.
So, all right. So we got rainbow emojis for a month. We're running out of months, aren't we?
Just for a month.
There's like Black History Month, Jewish Month. What's going on?
Hey,
How many
why
months we
didn't they
got?
have why didn't they have for February have a blackface emoji?
Right.
Yeah, there's no way that could end badly.
Well,
What are we gonna do when we fill up
maybe
all
you
the
can
months?
like Black History Month first, and then you can. I don't know.
You could
Mammy.
have
Once we've set up all the months, then that's it. We celebrate nothing else ever, or do we start doing like an annual rotation where every even year it's going to be one type of a thing in February, and then every odd year it's something else?
No, you could share
Well,
months.
you
You could share
Yeah,
months.
October is National like everything month. It's October's got so many things.
So
It's
theoretically,
just
we could
interesting.
have White and Black History Month at the same time.
Yes.
You can't have White History Month, unfortunately. That's never going to happen.
Why is that, Dorian?
I don't probably because Mexicans like Jared took Irish names and fucked it up for everybody. And it's all
That's how it went down. I think Dorian's just racist towards white people.
right.
How that goes.
People are. That's crazy. So there's like I was watching some stuff and there's a lot of like gay pride parades going on and things like that. How come you can't have a heterosexual pride parade? Not that I would be in one. I'm just
Stopping
wondering.
you.
I
Oh,
live in West Hollywood. This is the mecca of LGBTQ, so I'm golden here.
Well, I mean, obviously, that's just the way it works. Is if you're white, straight, those things you're not allowed to celebrate, because you're racist or sexist if you do.
He said from his front porch while whittling wood.
Am I wrong? Did I miss something? Is it? You think we could set up a white straight men's month and it would go over well?
We should do it, and I want to be the
Sure,
poster
well.
child.
Why is there a Mexican on the poster for us white people?
Affirmative action.
It's bullshit.
It was racist if he didn't let me in.
Right, exactly.
Speaking
Now
of
I'm
racist,
not sure who to be angry at.
yeah. Speaking of racist, what's going on with all this fidget spinner crap?
That
I
was
just
one
went
hell of
to
a segue.
Chinatown.
That was the worst
Thank you.
segue ever.
Thank you. That's what I was going for.
I went to Chinatown on Sunday with Dax in San Francisco, and every
back to
store is
race.
full of fidget spinners.
Yeah. It just I wish I had invented that stupid thing, don't you?
I'm going to make one
It's-
for Third Side because that would be awesome.
You should make a rainbow one. Or they probably already have that.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Thanks
It's
for
this
the
generation's pet rock, let's face it.
Yeah.
Make one that's an LED, and then as it spins, it makes various racist symbols, but contradicting itself. So, like a rainbow flag towards, Confederate flag versus just have it going around, and then it will just really piss everyone off simultaneously.
Maybe you can make like the Confederate flag, but with rainbow colors.
Yes.
Yes.
I've actually seen that.
Of course it exists. I'm a proud.
But what
fan
is
from
the point of
South.
the fidget spinner?
I think fidget
Is it,
spinner was-
is it an anti-anxiety thing or what is it?
It's an
Well,
anti-anxiety
that's what
thing.
it's supposed to be, but it's just something that you give every kid in the world right now. It's just something for them to.
It does
Kid,
work.
I
It
see a
does
lot
work.
of adults.
It does work because I'll admit this. I'm not afraid to. I use one. I have a nice, cool
Well,
fucking copper one. It's sweet.
I told you guys that I'm sitting here twirling a bullet in my fingers or a pen or something. I'm always, when I'm talking on here, I've always got something in
That's
my
what that's
hands.
for.
Sometimes I need both hands.
Buy
Yeah.
that man a spinner.
I've got one because I can't play with my penis in public.
Who said?
Not for long.
People that are around me, they're always yelling at me.
I'll be your meat shield. Next time we're in public, you play with that putt.
Meat
Get out
shield.
of this library, John.
I'm gonna play with it. And Christine's gonna defend me. It's gonna be great.
Sir, this is a funeral.
I don't care. I'm trying to mocha frapping it. Fapping it.
If you're John's the pallbearer.
So
This
my
fidget
question is,
spinner.
when is there going to be the Ice Satanist fidget spinner?
Yeah,
I was thinking.
to say that.
Yeah, right. I was thinking of making one for Third Side because the logo is the three tridents, and that would be actually pretty cool. But
It
people
needs
would
to
be.
come after the Christmas tree
It's very
topper.
sharp, so people will be cutting themselves on it.
John, it needs to come after the Christmas tree topper.
That's right.
It's been 2 years.
It takes time to do things. I'm the one putting up all my money. So it takes time. Anyway. So, what else is going on out there? I think there's some... who the hell is Jeff Sessions?
He's
Jake
the
Sessions.
Attorney General, and he's going after medical marijuana right now, is what I've heard in the news. He's currently there are a lot of states where it's legal, statewide legal, but it's still federally illegal. So he's trying to enforce the federal law and make it illegal across the board.
Oh, he's going to make friends real quick.
Why don't they give up on this already? I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, let it go already. It's just weed.
Bullshit.
But if he makes it illegal, it would eradicate it completely. Once something is a law, obviously no one breaks it.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Then we don't have prisons overflowing with stupid reasons to put people in there.
It's a good thing to dedicate his time to.
We don't have awesome TV shows like Orange is the New Black.
Right.
Isn't it? Sorry about that, Mar. Isn't it? I mean, alcohol
Is she
is
handing
worse
you
for
food?
you. No, she just pulled her earplug out. Shut up. Isn't it? I mean, alcohol is worse than marijuana for you. So why is that legal? And they got a problem with marijuana?
I mean,
Because when they
speaking
tried
of
to
food,
treat
John,
it-
you don't need to have any munchies. So
I know they use marijuana to treat people with medical problems or issues or whatever. You can't do that with alcohol. So
Right,
what
but
is
you
the
well,
can't
difference?
you
Like-
can, but you know,
we
I mean,
tried banning alcohol and it didn't work.
Yeah, none of the
Yeah, well,
war on anything
It doesn't really
work.
work with weed either, though.
But the war on anything
The
hasn't worked.
industry, it was really the lobbyists that got it through many, many decades ago. It's all about lobbyists. Who's got the most power? Who's got the most money? The booze runners won.
Right, and with the hemp, the paper people won.
It's very similar
forgot to
what
put in the
happened with
application.
absinthe. With the wine industry that pushed absinthe out, disinformation, misinformation that was pushed out, and the wine industry took over, and you never saw absinthe for a long, long time. So yeah, follow the money.
But wouldn't the government make more money from just legalizing it?
Yes.
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 Do you remember when?
tax
when-
it, and there you go.
Yeah. Do you remember when Colorado came out with it?
Yeah.
They were like the first state, weren't they?
Yeah.
To really.
Or was
Yeah,
it Colorado or California?
I think it was Colorado.
Washington.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think
And they made
Colorado
in that
Washington did
one.
at the same time.
I mean, they had a flood of people, of course, because it was a huge thing. But that one day, I think they made millions. Just
Here in California, it's going to be recreational as of the first of the year, and they're tacking on an automatic 13% here across the state for dispensaries. So that's quite a chunk of change if you add that up.
Wow.
Now, when I was in, I lived in Studio City, and just walking to work every day. I mean, I smelled it everywhere I went. It wasn't like, nobody was really hiding it. People would walk down the street smoking it, even though it was only at the time supposed to be medical. But it kind of surprises me that anybody in California cares. They can just it just seems like they just go out. That was a nice area too, so I don't know. It just seemed like nobody really cares that much there. It's a lot more laid back.
It's part of the culture, definitely. But I saw that same thing in New York City, Lower Manhattan. It's everywhere. It's just not.
It is. It's absolutely everywhere. But I think when you get to more of the Bible Belt, that's when they freak out about it a lot more.
Shit, that's where they're growing it. Big farms in Kentucky. Are you kidding?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if this is true or not. But Illinois, we're broke as fuck. And I heard that ever since Colorado made it legal, they're not broke. They actually have money for funding for schools and shit like that. Is there any truth?
That's what I keep hearing the same thing. I hear both sides. I hear that they're getting themselves out of debt. But one side of course will say it has totally saved Colorado, and the other side will say it has totally ruined Colorado. So it's
My wife was like literally just there like last month or 2 months ago for a performance, and she said everybody there is laid back as fuck and like
Yeah, they're all high.
exactly. But there's like
Hey man, welcome.
man, those candies were delicious.
You're not from around here, are you? Yeah.
As far as state and local government goes, being in the hole financially, being a worker for local government, what I see, and I don't see anything bailing out the debt that local government's in, because we are so admin heavy on everything. And regulations, it's ridiculous. We kind of touched on this earlier, but in a previous episode, but the nepotism that occurs in state government is outrageous, and where you get, somebody in a higher up role hires their cousin, and then they hire their best friend, and we have too many admin and not enough workers that actually get shit done too. So I don't think we're going to get out of the hole when it comes to shit like that, even if we do legalize marijuana. Or even better, prostitution should be legalized, in my opinion, because it's the oldest profession. And who the fuck is the government to say what we do with our bodies?
Here, here.
Too many admins. That sounds like a Facebook group.
I think even more so when it comes to actual medical marijuana. When there are people who actually suffer every day with certain pains in there, and they have to pay this ridiculous amount of money that they can just go, if they would just legalize it, because there's a certain, I guess, health programs and insurance companies that actually will drug test patients and say, if you have anything to do with marijuana, we cut you out of our program. And that, of course, something that could actually make people's lives that much better, that not be in pain and not have so many health issues from something so simple. That's, I think, a pretty serious reason for them to say, it's one thing to say, I'm not sure if I want it to be recreational. I think we all agree that it should be, like, who cares? But it's one thing for them to argue that, and another when it comes to, I think, the medical marijuana.
And I can't even understand why Sessions is making this kind of a deal out of it, because the second largest federal agency in the nation is finally considering rolling it into the healthcare system.
Yeah.
Wow. This begs the question, has Jeff Sessions ever had an orgasm?
Adam West. He ain't Adam.
That's right. He looks like he has a stick up his ass.
And we're back to the fidgety spinner.
The Jeff Sickle. Yeah. All right. What else we got? Wonder Woman? What's going on with Wonder Woman? Empowering women.
Yeah, we haven't seen it.
Nobody's seen it?
I'm the only one that saw it. It's awesome. It is. It's awesome. It's an excellent movie. If you like superhero movies, you like action movies, it's totally excellent. I've got 3 daughters. I'd totally be happy for them to look up to Wonder Woman as a role model. So, yeah. She's badass and she's hot.
Well, let's talk about the film style of it. I heard there's a lot of the slow-mo fighting scenes similar to the
300.
Yeah.
There's areas where it kind of slows down for a moment, so you get a good perspective on what's actually happening. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
it's
the intent
really cool.
is to freeze frame it so that it looks like a comic book, to freeze frame it that way?
Well, it's not necessarily freeze framed. It's more like the action is happening, and all of a sudden it slows down for a second, and you get that kind of bass drop in the sound, to make it
Matrix effect.
And that's the part where she's slid down low and took out somebody's legs or something like that, But the action is excellent, but just the whole visual side of it, and it's interesting actually seeing her side, because she is really badass, but she also, I guess, brings an interesting feminine side to looking at war, and she's can't understand why these soldiers. It takes place during World War I, and she can't understand what some of the soldiers do to each other, but at the same time she can kick the shit out of all of them. So
it's actually really. I might have to go see it.
It's really good movie.
Well,
God,
how
you
would-
had me. It slid down low. You had me.
I
Everyone
want to.
would like to see Gal Gadot slide down low.
Yeah, she's pretty sexy for a Wonder Woman. I want her to tie her golden lasso around me and force me to tell the truth.
And then you know what? They actually make the golden lasso a pretty cool. She uses it as a. I mean, they use it, of course, to tell the truth, but she uses it as a weapon, and they do a really good job with it. Of the newer DC movies, and that's Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad. Wonder Woman is the best of them, definitely.
Well, I mean, that's not really saying much, though.
Yeah, it's not a very high bar.
I
But
like them.
she's the
I
Wonder
don't.
Woman.
I don't really care for Suicide Squad that much, but the other two I like a lot.
So to me, Suicide Squad was like their really weak attempt at making a Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
It was
it's just a way
disappointing.
to. It's just a way to shoot a lot of faceless people. Like they turn them into monsters, so that way they can get away with shooting them all, and then so let kids watch it. And it's just a big music video. So
It was disappointing. I was just disappointed with Suicide Squad. I expected so much more.
yeah. Well, you're in luck. They're making a second one of those. So
It can only be
goody.
better.
Really? Who lost the bet?
and they made money off the Simpletons on that one. So yeah.
Nice.
Anyway.
For me, I streamed it.
I would I personally I would recommend Wonder Woman, but yeah.
I'll have to check it out. And we'll also, if anyone's not on Twitter, make sure you go on there and retweet the COS feed. I guess that's
Twat away.
Twat away. Guys, I want to thank everybody for coming on. It's been enlightening and comically aloof, like we planned.
Absolutely, guys.
So,
Love
And
you
ladies.
guys.
Thanks
all right,
for having
everyone.
me.
Till
And
till-
thanks for making it not so much of a sausage fest as always.
yeah.
Thanks, guys. Good to chat with
We're
you.
changing the name of the show to Sausage and Clams.
Yes.
Sounds like fun.
I'm hungry. I'm sorry. Till next time, everyone. Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
He'll see.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.